Are you serious? Are you seriously serious, guys? I'm a little early, but I'm gonna be back at 7. But I wanted to stop in right now, an hour before our regular scheduled Sunday Night Live broadcast starts at 7 p.m. tonight. We have some information. It's going to be a very powerful Sunday Night Live broadcast because we're going to talk about some serious climate chaos that's happening right now. The world's on fire, according to Mr. MBB333. He's right. California, that Dixie fire is now the second biggest fire in history in California. Athens, Greece is on fire. The whole country's burning. And there's fires raging in other parts of the world, as well as floods and other catastrophic cataclysmic events. And we just had 5 earthquakes hit Alaska. Let me just say, it's getting insane out there. It's just starting to get insane. Can I put a shout out now, right, real fast to noblegoldinvestment.com? That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Guys, listen, Washington is saying that the CPI inflation is 5%, the highest since 2008 and that financial crash, as you remember. But the shadow stats say that the actual real inflation rate is around 15%. So you can see and feel the reality at the gas pumps, at the food, at the grocery store, the utility bills, small chocolate bars. I don't care what it is you're buying. We're having a shrink inflation. In other words, the higher the inflation, the more shrink that you can buy. Okay. What do you do about it? And how do you plan for the future? Look at lumber. Look at transportation. Look at all the different costs. I'm going to tell you right now, you need to go to www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Let Colin Plume or one of his members at his staff help you set up a gold IRA. Let him help you. You'll be glad you did. All right. So here's what's going on, guys. here's what's going on. Warning: relatively small but active volcanoes can cripple vital infrastructures and cause a tsunami effect around the world. This report has just been released, and these are the 7 trigger points around the globe, 7 different volcanic locations. Now, there's a lot of volcanoes in the world, but these 7 could set off a cascading, catastrophic volcanism, but it would create a cascading, chaotic reaction, really, of plates shifting and things moving. And notice where they're at. Number 1, the Pacific Northwest. Number 2, North Alaska. Number 3, China, Korea area. Number 4, Taiwan. Number 5, Luzon. Number 6, in the Mediterranean. And number 7, Iceland and the North Atlantic, which Mike's been talking about a lot. Let's just talk about this because this is huge information that within the volcanic risk literature, the typical focus of attention for global scale catastrophes have been on large with a volcanic explosivity index. Okay. So, however, many critical infrastructure and network shipping passages, submarine cables, okay, internet, also internet cables, aerial transportation routes, all coverage in regions where they could be exposed to moderate scale volcanic eruptions. This study just came out, warns that the relatively small but very active volcanoes could cripple these vital infrastructures essential to sustain our societies and to ensure that continued development and cause a ripple effect, a cascading, catastrophic ripple effect. For example, they fear that the minor eruptions in Italy at Mount Vesuvius and Santorini. Oh, come on! It sounds like it's like a pasta almost. Could be a devastating, if not more dangerous than a colossal explosion, cascading into a global catastrophe. Giant waves could break submerged cable networks and even seal off the Suez Canal, according to a new study. Ash clouds, landslides could also lead to financial market shutdowns and major food shortages, leaving the planet in a political tower. Now, Taiwan, for instance, the volcanic cluster in the far north of Taiwan could bring the global tech industry to a halt, since 85% of all the semiconductors are made in Taiwan. We don't think about the impact that these volcanic explosions could cause. Number two, the Mediterranean. Another trouble spot in the Mediterranean where legends from the classical world, such as Vesuvius, could cause tsunamis. These eruptions could not only destroy submerged cable networks, but even block the Suez Canal, a vital transportation route in Egypt. And so this is huge. Dr. Laura Mani, Center for the Study of Existential Risk, said, we saw what a 6-day closure of the Suez Canal did a year ago. Remember that, when that boat got stuck? When a single boat got jammed for 6 days, it caused $10,000 million in world trade, just 1 week. What if the entire Suez Canal was shut off? Eruptions in the United States of Washington in the Pacific Northwest in the Cascade subduction zone could trigger mud flows, ash clouds, and blanket Seattle, closing airports and seaports and killing millions of people. This scenario modeling for a magnitude 6 eruption on Mount Rainier predicts that a potential economic loss of more than $7 trillion. And this, just to say the least. I'm going to tell you about all 7 of these in our live broadcast tonight. We'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think it's important that we understand the volatility of our Earth. And let me just say this. We're not just going to talk about these volcanoes and these trigger points, these critical areas that could cripple vital infrastructure, but we're going to also take a look at this map. People in the eastern side of the United States, you should be concerned about a major quake, especially New Madrid. I want you to look at that right there. This is the latest report by the U.S. Geological Survey just done. USGS. The entire West Coast is the danger zone, and so is Hawaii. Okay. And so is the Aleutian Islands over there in Alaska. But look right there in the center of the heart of the earth. I mean, the heart of the country. New Madrid, Kansas, St. Louis, Memphis, Tennessee, all the way down to Little Rock, Arkansas. This whole area right in there, the Mississippi River, Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Missouri, down all the way down in there, even down into it would affect a lot of parts, even Alabama, northern Alabama, Tennessee. Certainly, you're going to feel it for big time, especially Memphis, and even over there in the Carolinas and Georgia. There's an area that's a very high place. We're going to look at this. It's not all about the danger of California and the West Coast just breaking off into the Pacific Ocean, which that's very possible. But boy, take a look at New Madrid. New Madrid. So we're going to be talking about these 2 major reports just came out, as well as some more information on the Atlantic Ocean, how the currents are weakening, signaling a huge weather change. And this is Mike from around the world told us about this one about 3 years ago. that soon that the currents in the ocean are about to slow way down. And when they do, when they weaken, it will wreak havoc on the earth. What's causing all of these things? Is it, I mean, basically, is it the pole shift, the pole that's shifting in Isaiah 24? And that's why I did that video, two DVD series called Isaiah's Apocalypse. And that's why Jim Baker wanted me on his show, because when he found out about the Isaiah's Apocalypse, he never heard anybody talk about it before. And I did the videos of the 2 DVDs 2 years ago. But now the math, now the science is, the technology is catching up with the prophecy. And so, oh, by the way, if you haven't got the DVD from the last webinar, Climate Chaos, this is one of the best ever. And go to my website tonight at paulbegleyprophecy.com and get your complete set of Climate Chaos. These speakers are amazing in this presentation. Gil Brazard, Steve Quayle, Mike from around the world, Shepard Ambellis, and on and on and on. Michael Bradbury, Mr. MBB 333, of course, myself and others that are involved. It's really, 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 really good. Okay, so it's available right now. It's in stock. We can buy it. Go ahead and make a donation for it. Get your order in tonight. We ship it tomorrow. Get your order in tonight. We'll ship it tomorrow. Highly want to make sure I let people know that, because if you look at these reports now, especially Steve Quayle, he talked about weather modification. Okay, weather modifications and manipulations. And then, of course, Gil Brazard is saying, here's the facts, folks, the effects of Planet X. And I think that what we have to do is take a look at these things. And we're going to cover this tonight. I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go live. Tell others to come. And guys, if you still want a ticket for Aliens, Angels, and Demons, you can still get a ticket. You can get a ticket, and Heidi and Katz will be working the computers. So if you place an order tonight, we'll turn it around, get your link to you instantly this evening, and you can still watch the complete webinar for another 90 days. Get your order in tonight and enjoy this unbelievable webinar. The response, and this has been the most positive response of anyone we've ever done. Literally 19 out of 20 comments coming back to us are high praises for what people have watched so far. Steve Quayle getting huge praise. Also, people loved Mr. MBB 333. Excellent interview with him. And they're shocked, they're stunned by how good information they got from the Harvard professor, Avi Loeb. And they're just all of them, guys. You just got to go check it out. So get your tickets and you can have that. And then some of you have already been contacting Heidi. She said to remind you that if you don't want to get the ticket for the webinar, some people are just saying, how do I get the DVD for it? Place the order tonight. Go ahead and get your pre-sale in tonight. They're actually tomorrow. They go into production tomorrow. There's an 8-week lead time. It takes 8 weeks. Who knows? We may be able to hurry them, but certainly 8 to 10 weeks, no later. And get your order in for those so that you'll be the first ones to get it. And there's, even if you got the ticket for the webinar, you're going to want your own physical copy. Because I got people already telling me they watched this webinar, but now they're buying the DVD because they need this for their library. And I'm going to say right now, if you haven't got all of my webinars, you should get a copy of every webinar, and they should already be in your library, because nobody puts together the speaking information presentations like we do. I mean, really. And I am not, all I can say, we really do. And it's a team effort. It takes a big team to pull it all off, a lot of hard work and production time and interviewing and follow through. But boy, it's worth it. The information that people get. We're getting praises about aliens, angels, and demons. We're hearing from New Zealand, from Australia, We've heard from Israel, the United Kingdom. We've heard from Italy. We've heard from all over Canada. We've heard from Austria. We've heard from Australia. We've heard from South Africa. I'm just trying to off the top of my head. These are some of the countries that we've heard from that love it and are thankful. I haven't talked to some of them on the phone, so we just praise God for that. All right, guys, I'll be back. I promise you, I'll be back at 7. Get ready. We got a lot of great info for Sunday night live. It will be powerful. Tell everybody else about it. Send them a link. Tell them about it. I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Are you serious? Are you seriously serious? Are you saying that the earth is shaking and quaking? Are you trying to tell me the devil's back is breaking? Are you trying to say your mind is aching? Are you trying to say you're taking some crazy medication?